Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So it's time to give you a follow-up on the LG G8. This phone has definitely been shaking things up, if you will, in the smartphone world because some people probably don't consider this a flagship. Now, I've gone over this 1,000 times, and folks, it is in fact a flagship. There's absolutely no way to get around that. This is one of the latest current offering. This is one of the offerings from LG. This is the 6.1-inch 1440 by 3120 display. Absolutely stunning. Hands down, this is one of the best looking displays you could possibly ever get on a phone. Now, I've done so many follow-ups on this video and so many updates that, you know, I want to follow up probably once a week or once every 10 days or so, because this phone definitely deserves the recognition it needs to be getting. Amongst all the phones that I have, this is probably my go-to for like different shots and recordings and things like that. I recently recorded a video with this phone right here, and it was an unboxing of this right here, which is my new batteries for my GoPro. But I'm currently recording this video at 4K at 60 frames per second with the iPhone 10, an older phone that still pushes out good content. So with that being said, the G8 to me shines in a lot of areas. Now, for those that want a whole bunch in a phone, I have a question for you. For those that require wireless charging, headphone jack, speakers, stereo speakers, great cameras, great battery life. Battery life is always subjective, folks. But for those that require all these things, how is it that you have not taken a look at the LG G8? This phone should not be getting overlooked. Now, let me start by saying all the opinions on my channel are definitely my own. No one's looking at my videos prior to me watching them. There's no sponsorships. If there is a sponsorship, I'll tell you, like if someone sends me a phone or something like that, I'll let it be known, because I think I owe it to you to at least tell you that, so you can determine whether or not you think I'm being biased or not. But somehow I'm always biased. I'm an LG fanboy. After that, I'm a Pixel fanboy, and all these different things. Next I'll be an iPhone fan. It's all kinds of things. I laugh at those things. Reality check is what I'm trying to put into you guys, is that this phone is pretty much, even though it popped up on some carriers at like $830 or something like that, it's predominantly selling, from what I can tell from all the carriers, at least the ones that have it, they're selling it for like $650 on down. T-Mobile being the lowest and best price. This thing is awesome. I also think T-Mobile got the best color. Next in line is the gray color that AT&T offers. That is gorgeous. But right now, people are starting to say about the software. And I'm actually running Pix Launcher because I just like to skin the icons at this point. But even with the stock skin on here, which is how I've been predominantly running it, I haven't really switched the skin out too much, but I wanted to run the phone oops, picked the wrong one. I wanted to run the phone on what the icon pack that I want. That's one of the advantages of OnePlus. Running the icon pack that you want without having to change a launcher, it actually is a huge plus. And I don't know if OnePlus is the only one that does that, but it's definitely, here we go. This is my regular setup. My goodness. This is definitely, this skin right here, I don't see what's wrong with this. It's just a bunch of icons that are not as round, and I actually have mine set to round. When you go in, you can change the you go into the home screen settings and you change the shapes right here. You see? So this is the original. It's kind of squared off. Then you've got round square, and you've got cylinder, which this is the one I do not like. So I leave it on round. So I don't know. I feel like the phone doesn't get the recognition. Not that I'm saying that this phone needs special attention or it should get special attention. I'm just saying, give it a look, because when I put out the video, I put out several videos versus the OnePlus 7 Pro, and this phone right here to me beats the OnePlus 7 Pro hands down. But then we got these spec giants that come into the comments, all these philosophers who say, oh, it's got 12 gigs, or it's got double the RAM, double the memory, double all this stuff means absolutely jack. The only thing if you haven't seen a video from Easy Computer Solutions, he put this phone against the OnePlus 7 Pro just like I did. And in his video, the only place the OnePlus 7 Pro came out on top is the front camera for some reason in his video. And I think he was kind of puzzled too that it came out the way it came out on the front camera, but respect, everybody noticed it. The OnePlus 7 Pro's front camera just looked better in that setting. But I've actually put up a video against the OnePlus 7 Pro, and I choose this phone over it by a landslide. I know that this phone has this cutout on the top, and it's considered the old way. It doesn't bother me. I just turn it off. This phone has features, especially that the facial recognition is very secure. Supposedly, it's supposed to be the same as the iPhone. It's got the same sensors and all that kind of stuff. Even more, it's supposed to be more secure than the iPhone. That honestly, that's not really. That's just a play on words to me. It's hype. I just know that the facial recognition is really fast, and then you also get a physical fingerprint reader, which I think is really good. A lot of things that some things I don't see too many people pointing it out. I think Pristine pointed it out in his video. I pointed it out on mine. I think MKBHD pointed it out. Several people are pointing this out, but not very many people appreciate it. Some people text with their phones on the table, and there's no rocking with this phone. None whatsoever. A flat surface for the cameras, and it's directly behind. So I really appreciate LG with this design. This phone is just almost a perfect size. It's crazy for me when I try not to use this phone. Like when I'm using my Pixels, man, that's in a different thing because it's weird with me. You know what I'm saying? I like big phones, but not all the time. Pixels, I like them small. And LG phones, this is probably the perfect size. I also like the small Galaxy S9. Even though I have huge hands, I like small phones sometimes. Now, the 21:9 aspect ratio, I hope it takes off. That way we can get really big screens and we get a narrow body. That's going to be so tight. And you guys are laughing at me now, but you're going to appreciate that Sony when other companies take over, then what you're going to say. Because you know it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen. Something catches on and they feel like I could do it better. Motorola has already jumped on board and made their latest phone 21:9. You see what I'm saying? So this is a matter of LG doing it, hopefully in the future. Motorola has already done it. Apple doing it. Samsung doing it. But ultimately, you get a much easier phone. They don't all have to be 6.5 big screens like that, because with that aspect ratio, you can make a 6.2-inch display and it'll look huge. Like the 6.5-inch display that's on the Xperia 10 Plus, it's got a larger bezel at the top, so it looks a lot bigger than what it really is. Imagine some of your favorite phones with that 21:9 aspect ratio. That's just a thought. I'm not saying that you have to agree with it, but I'm telling you, keep an open mind for a lot of things. This phone right here has those hand gestures and stuff like that. I turned it off. It works, but I can't get this thing to work, that part, but I can get the unlocking to work. That's perfectly fine. You ever notice when you put your hand over the sensor, the little thing right there, that bar appears? You guys been seeing that pop up? That means it's ready for action. You know what I'm saying? But this phone has been good to me, man. The speed is there. I mean, because it's got a Snapdragon 855 with 6 gigs of RAM. The 3500 milliamp hour battery is good in my usage. Remember, that's always subjective. These cameras, folks, somebody said that these don't shoot good video in auto mode. I beg to differ, because I don't use manual mode on these most of the time when I'm shooting something for YouTube. I just don't do it. Don't need to. So, and that's just awesome that you can. Another thing that sets these cameras apart is that little icon right there where you switch it to wide. That's absolutely awesome, man. That's just off the charts. It's crazy. There's a whole bunch to like about this phone, but there are some dislikes. Like the fact that when you go up to 4K at 60 frames per second, everything kind of just gets grayed out. It goes away, man. It gets a little iffy, but at least you can still record in wide angle. Several phones can't do that. You know who they are. But there's a lot to like about this phone, folks. I mean, I've put up a ton of videos, and videos like this are kind of like maintenance to let you know that I'm still using it. It's still one of my daily drivers. It's just a good phone. And until the Sony Xperia 1 comes out, I won't put these phones down. That's just what it is. This is how it goes. So it's your man Jay. Want to give you a quick 10-minute video or so, however long this video is. These are maintenance. This is like an oil change. You know what I'm saying? On the ride, it's an oil change. That's all it is. That's all it is an oil change. You got to keep it fresh every 3,000 to 5,000 miles. Make sure you use premium oil. You know what I'm saying? Like Mobil 1 or something like that. For all you car and gearheads. It's your man Jay. This phone is going to always be awesome probably to me. Yes, it collects fingerprints, but you know what? So what? So what? When you just shine it up, it's beautiful. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Come on, man. LG G8 people, users, gang. That's the new thing now, gang. Shout out in the comments, man. Are you enjoying this phone? Tell me in the comments. It's your man Jay. Let's talk about it.